Hello to anyone watching this. It's Nathan back here once more to talk about more stuff. Today's flavor of the day is going to be the new GTA 5 Trilogy Definitive Edition, which through my research I found tons wrong with. I've seen other people mention it. Some people haven't mentioned some things from what I've seen. Uh, we'll start with one of the ones I haven't seen many people talking about. Now, well, this one is probably one of the funniest in my opinion, is that the code for the hot coffee mod is supposedly still in GTA San Andreas. That code that got Rockstar in a bunch of trouble back in the day when people found out that you could engage in sex. Sex. Well, that's there again. So all it takes is for someone to just tick that little box and boom, big sex time. Something else is a lot of graphical problems and just lazy work. Like, one of the ones was that there's a tank top with a 9 on it, but beneath the 9, you can see the line work for a 7. As far as animation quality goes in general, with visuals and all that, there's a lack of expression and emotion in a lot of the cutscenes. There's some animation errors, like a scene where someone goes cross-eyed. I find I'm not the only one, but I find all the fingernails kind of look weird, like weirdly out of place. Like they got claws, or like the nails aren't shaded or something. There's a bridge that's transparent. And I find, personally, that everything looks kind of uncanny. Like, the people don't look real, per se. It looks very much like a Mafia City ad or some shit like that. Then I go... It's very weird looking. They don't look right. There's a lot of scenes that look really weird as well. Like, Ryder kind of always has that McDonald's toy sheen going on. Sort of like Sonic Heroes, if you ever seen that. It's that level of quality, but the difference being that was from the early 2000s and this is 2021. Oh, now one of the biggest problems is not even from the game itself. Now that comes from the big kahuna. The Rockstar launcher, which was forced upon us, about 2 to 3 years ago. But when the trilogy dropped, the Rockstar launcher went down, meaning nobody could play it. And now, if you did buy the trilogy, you're shit out of luck. You're up shit creek without a paddle, because they delisted it from the launcher as of now. So that means that if you bought it, you can't play it if you paid for it at the moment. Not that it was very good anyways, reference the prior complaints about graphics and everything being uncanny and not right. Now, the visual effects generally are just bad as well. There's rain, and it's just a fucking overlay. Honestly, it's probably just a green screen effect, I'd assume. Stock green screen. There's an issue with this green screen, or whatever, an overlay, if you will. There's an issue with the overlay, where CJ and bodies of water seem to be on top of the overlay, meaning that they are on top of the rain. The rain, like GIF, or whatever, like lazy shit they put in there, is behind them. And, of course, much like GTA 4 a few years ago, the track list has been cut. The Rockstar, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, won't pay licensing for the remaster, and that shows how much care went into the product. That is to say, none. But I mean, come on, what did we expect? It's Rockstar Games. They've released GTA 5 consistently over the last 8 years. And with their new definitive edition of the old trilogy, they've decided to go after modders. Because they know that they but they won't put in the same level of effort that the community will, because they don't care about the game. Meanwhile, the community actually cares about the game, they care about what they make for it, and the mods look graphically better. I mean, you can find the proof online, it's there. But now, without that, you can't play a graphically better classic 3D GTA experience unless you get their shit port, which you can't at the moment either. And with this, if you just thought, oh, I'll just get the original instead, which even though you can't mod it, is still a much better gameplay experience. Well, you can't. At the very least, if you're buying from Steam, because it has been delisted from Steam. You cannot get it unless you own it already. It's not available on the Steam store. You might be able to find it somewhere else, but Steam would be the place to get it. Now, I mean, we really shouldn't have expected any better, though. This is Rockstar Games. This is the company that's been releasing the same fucking game for 8 years. So I don't know why we would expect anything better from them. I think we got our hopes up, and in the future, don't expect much from them, but really that's it. Just another thing that pisses me off. Rockstar Games is a fucking shit tier company.